Hello and welcome to round 2 of the 2017 Porsche Carrera Cup Australia series presented by V8's Online in glorious high definition and made possible by KO Motorsports. Tonight we're here at Spa. My name is Jake Byrne and alongside me is my co-commentator Sam Sutton. How are you tonight, mate?
You good, mate, back in the saddle this week. Missed last week unfortunately, but it's good to be back for round 2 here at Spa.
Yeah, no doubt about it, mate, but you haven't really missed much because we had a little bit of an error last week. The session was made 20 minutes, or 12 minutes, sorry, instead of 12 laps or something like that. And we actually, this will technically, although it's our round 2, will be our first round of point scoring races. So it's set up properly tonight to be 20 laps, so guys are really excited for this one.
Yeah, 20 laps, no pit stop, straight sprint in this new Porsche Carrera Cup car. Should be barrel of laughs for all the boys. We did have some of the guys racing tonight, also early on this morning and last night, depending on what time zone you're in, racing the Super Cup series with Espot TV. So a lot of guys fresh off race into Lagos and in tonight. Hearing Rogers has got pole position tonight as well.
Just hearing that we got some issues with overlays, but speaking of last night's Porsche Super Cup, Jared Filsell, the race winner of that race, is out there tonight. We got some really quick guys out there as well. The likes of Joshua Rogers, Kane Kugamiya is showing some really good pace in this car. He'll be out there tonight as well as Madison Down and some other awesome front runners. But I think pretty much all 40 cars in this field are names we've heard and seen before, so there's definitely no slouches in this top split.
No, we've even over at TTL we've dragged out some guys from the closet. We've dragged out the old team boss. Ian Travis is out there as well. Vale Ritchie's, a couple of old boys jumping out and having a steer in this new Porsche. Of course, it is a popular car. It seems to be you either love it or you hate it in the community. I think more people are loving it than hating it at the moment. I'm sort of on the fence still, but a lot of guys loving this car. It's tricky to drive, tricky to get stopped as well, which is the big thing.
That's right, and Darren Marsh, another TTL member who has just signed with you guys, Sam. For those who don't know Darren, he's an ex-Formula 1 pro driver for Team Redline and sim racing veteran. Obviously knows guys like Trav and Vale really well from the GPL days. He's come over to your side of the fence.
Yeah, just announced him today, jumped across from Redline, I think. So Ian Travis, the founder of TTL, sweet talked him across. So that's a good one to have on board as well. A lot of signings in the off-season though from a lot of teams. It seems been a bit of a silly season this year.
And we got Justin Ruggier out there as well, a guy we haven't seen around for a little bit, and he's still driving for Team ANZ, so I think he's the only ANZ member out there tonight, I think.
Yeah, looks like he is.
Tyson is as well, sorry. So we have Tyson Williams out there for ANZ as well.
Just also, we're going to have, the overlays will say V8 City cars, mainly because our Porsche Carrera Cup overlays died on us about 10 minutes before we started tonight, so we're just running with the V8 ones just to fill in so we've got some more racing up.
It's the racing that matters anyway, boys, but hopefully we'll be able to push through that. But just looking at this warm-up session, fastest guy out so far is Kane Kugamiya. With a 25.0, so I think the track is slightly hotter than what it was in qualifying. I think it was 37 degrees in qualifying, so a little bit warmer.
No, it's identical. Identical conditions from qualifying and practice to the race, so guys should be well acclimatised, should I say, to the conditions. As I say that, Matthew Hill spins in the background. Plenty of that for your TTL cars. The checkered flag is out though on the session, so we are going to start the grid. It's a standing start, Jake, I believe, yeah?
Yep, that's correct. These cars are definitely tricky to get off the line, but we'll have a quick look at our grid. We'll just run through the top 10. Joshua Rogers has got pole, Jared Filsell second, Kugamiya third, Madison Down fourth, Dane Warren fifth, Ben Dowell in sixth, Tim Harris seventh, Gary Hamilton eighth, Corey Slade, an awesome result for him, coming back to the series and coming back racing in ninth, and TTL's new recruit Darren Marsh rounds out your 10.
A few notable names as well: Joshua Muggleton 12, Christopher Osborne 15th, Sam Blacklock, new signing for you, Jake, in 17th. Down the field, Ian Travis 31st, Tyson Williams, the new boss of ANZ, 33rd. Reece Gardner, one of our own, who's in 35th as well. So full 40 car field. This is going to be hectic into La Source.
It was very, very busy at Bathurst, but hopefully being a point scoring round, these guys take it a little bit more carefully this time. We should see the red light come up in just a few seconds time. Relatively short run to La Source. We're on the GP layout though, so then they've got that long straight up to the Eau Rouge complex. And we have
lights
a green
are out
light.
and away we go.
Good start back in the field from Gary Hamilton. He's going to go to the outside into
Good
one
start
there,
from Phil as well. Phil trying to get around the outside. Rogers a bit squirrely on the brakes.
Oh,
Get in there.
contact into one. 3 cars around.
Madison Downs around.
Yeah, that's going to be major. What happened there is Tim
Oscar,
Harris.
it's bigger shenanigans back in the pack, but Phil has actually jumped Rogers into turn 1. He's back in the field. Cars on their roofs. Madison Down was facing the wrong way for a long time. He's only just got going. He's dropped way back down into the 30s, I'd say.
Yeah,
Car
that's
122. Ronnie B. Harris is very well bent at the moment.
That's 3 into 1, doesn't go, Sam. Tim Harris bombed it down the inside there and unfortunately has collected Ben Dow and then dominoed Madison Down there. So a couple victims from the first lap shenanigans, but big shunt into the 4.
Oh, massive shunt until...
Just seen that Ben Dow has unfortunately collected Matthew Nethercote, who lost the rear and has spun in front of the field.
So he said it'd be hectic. It's been absolutely crazy in every corner so far.
Back in the field. There's many cars in it. Matthew Mann, Aaron Osborne, Reese Gardner. Lots of cars out in that one. Michael Hamilton, Matthew Hill. Absolute carnage.
We're almost going to have to wait for the timing loop to reset so we can see who's actually survived this carnage or not. But up front it is still Rogers from Philset with Kugamia right on the tail. And in there is Dane Warren from All Star Motorsports just sort of following along.
If you go a little bit further back, there is a massive, massive train behind Corey Slade. It's Slade, Muggleton, Blacklock, Healy, Osborne, Marsh, Harris, and it keeps going. There's probably 15 cars in this, but we've seen that's Vale Ritchie's has actually rotated.
Yeah, luckily he went to the outside of the road though. Try and find the gap. He's just slotting in behind Madison Down at the moment.
These Carrera Cup cars, Sam, are so loose in the rear end. No traction control on these cars, rear mounted engines, so you've got to be really careful about stuff like that. And these hot tracks seem to be catching these guys out in the first lap.
Yeah, it's very twitchy under brakes. You can either lock in the fronts or lock in the rears depending on how you have your brake bias set. So a lot of guys struggling at the moment. Rogers was very squirrely into turn 1 before we saw all the craziness go on. But this top 4 have broken away quite substantially. Oh, Kugamia touching up his T4. Oh, Kugamia nose into the wall there. Bit of nose to tail between him and Philso, which has then brought Dane into it. Dane's giving a little shunt around.
Yeah, I think I nearly heard you say Kugamia running into his teammate there.
No, I was about to say former teammate, and then he got turned.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Kugamia. The guys just got together and Dane Warren was sort of left with nowhere to go on exit there, just finishing the job off for Kane there. But
Kane's gone around again at La Source. Oh, he's just on a flick spin and cleaned up one of his teammates as well. Not good.
Absolutely carnage filled first lap. We've still got 19 to go, but Josh Rogers is your race leader. With a healthy 1.1 second gap back to Jared Filsell. And then about another 8/10 back to Dane Warren.
Yeah, that gap's all kind of thanks to the last corner, really, the shenanigans we saw there.
Seeing Corey Slade is looking to make a move on Gary Hamilton.
It's 4th, 5th and 6th we're seeing here. Muggleton in 6th position, rounding up this trifecta here. Oh, Mug goes very deep, locks the rears there, gets it pulled up though, running in the Harrop TTR car.
This is one of those cars that it is very catchable, but it gets to sort of a critical point where there's no chance you're going to save it. So a lot of guys we'll see tonight get nice and loose on entry and exit and catch it beautifully, but you'll see others like Kane Kugamia there, if they just get too much lock, it's uncatchable. We're looking back, Darren Marsh trying to round up. Get away from Tim Harris. Michael Healy, a TCR member who's been doing a lot of laps in these GT3 Carrera Cup cars. Did something like 18 races the week they were at the Nürburgring.
The GT3 in the name is just confusing. It confuses people. It's not a GT3 car at all. It actually requires talent to drive.
Oh, I know there's a lot of GT3 fans in the audience there. Probably offended them, but that's alright.
That's alright.
Looking back at Healy's teammate, Madison Down, trying to come back through the field. He should have Chris Osborne a little bit behind him, who got held up in those first lap shenanigans as well. trying to get around.
21st at the moment.
Osborne a little bit further back. Just looking at the back of the All-Star rider, Scott Sislowski there. Sislowski's going to cover.
Who's that? Line 1-2. Alistair Robinson had a big dive into the bus stop, and he's just gone exit stage right to avoid hitting the number 71 of Ryan O'Sullivan.
He has done the right thing though there, Sam, to keep it out of the other cars. He could have just straight lined it and caused a big crash. So good driving there by Alistair to recover from that little error. And we're too wide in one. Hayden Dodman and Cameron Dance, these two are going to be running all the way up to Eau Rouge. Who's going to lift? You can make it too wide, but it's a bit sketchy in these cars. Who's it going to be? It'll probably be Cameron. Yep, backs out.
Dodman had the biggest kahunas going into Eau Rouge there. I would have just gone too wide, Jake. See who comes out the winner.
I remember doing that with Kane Kugamiya in the 2015 V8 Scots race here. It is doable. You just got to be careful and get plenty of racing room. But
like the Hunger Games. You survive, you've won the battle.
Just taking a look at Blake Neck now, trying to have a move on Darren Mars down the hill. He's got a little bit of an overlap, but not quite the braking performance, and he's going to have to yield that one to Marsh.
Yeah, Marsh, Neck, and in behind them is Ben Dow. So this is over 10th, 11th and 12th.
Just take a quick look up to the front. Jared Filsell last time by did a 2:24.1 to Rogers 2:24.6. So half a second pulled in from Filsell that time by.
Yeah, they've broken away a little bit from day one as well. So Dane's about a second and a half off Filsell, which is actually kind of a nice spot to be because you're not fully in the toe. You're not getting all that aero wash that's going to mess up the front end of the car, but you get a semi pull on the front on the straight, so you get a nice bit of speed boost but without all the effects of aero understeer and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's it. We should also remind our viewers this is much like the Carrera Cup series in real life. This will be a non-pit stop race, so these guys just need about 85 litres of fuel and they'll make it flag to flag. So straight up sprint race here at Spa.
Looking at 4th, 5th and 6th, Gary Hamilton, Corey Slade and Josh Muggleton. Slade looking to the inside on the bus stop, has a dive, does he get it pulled up? Oh, not quite, he had to lock the rears and get it in there. Did a good job not to collect Hamilton, join him in the front seat there.
Yeah, and Muggo will be a guy looking to capitalise on this. He's got a bit of a run back to his new teammate Sam Blacklock. So Muggo will be looking to capitalise, and it'll probably be the end of the straight.
Well, there's a TTR train forming behind Slade at the moment. Muggo, Sam Blacklock, and then Michael Healy. All in different sponsored cars. We're hearing Dylan Shepherd's around at turn 1. He's gathered it up. No real damage on the car, just a simple loose there. Who's giving him a push? Someone's behind 48. Who's that? Tyson Williams is giving Blake a runner. So I'm going to push. Oh, he's inside him.
Oh, this is going to be ugly at the top of the hill. Tyson's going to try and keep it on the road.
That's a slowdown. That's a slowdown.
He cops a slowdown, and now we got Hayden trying to make the most of it. He's got nowhere to go. He's boxed in. Now he's going to get the run as Tyson's actually on the grass. But we've got
not
Cameron
sure if
Hansen in
Spa or Daytona, Jake.
All the same, mate. Oh, Cameron Dance breaks early, allows Kane Kugamiya to go around the outside, and he should have that move done.
Well, Shep's just gone around the outside of Dodd. Oh, Shepherd nearly lost it in front of Dodman. Dodman gets the crisscross. Down he goes. He's going to open it off Kugamiya now into the hairpin.
Oh, Kugamiya! He's going to look to the inside. That's going to be 3 wide.
Oh, sort this out. Oh, he's did him the door.
These guys are all bouncing off one another at the moment. That's going to bring Shep all the way back a couple places, and he's nearly
racing
next
or
to
ping pong? I can't tell.
All that stuff about being a points round and it calming down goes straight out the window.
No, points is when you go crazy. There's more on the line, Jake.
True. Cameron Dance actually running a little wide through Kuon. Shep getting loose just behind.
I'm having trouble tracking which positions they're all in at the moment because the timer screens are basically useless.
Up the front, Rogers actually responded a little bit to Filsell, pulling out another 3/10.
Yeah, last lap, Rogers 24.5, Filsell 24.8.
Well, something's happened to Josh Muggleton because he's now behind his new teammate Sam Blacklock. So we've lost some space there for Muggo, and he's now going to look to the inside into the chicane on his teammate. That one should be pretty much done.
Yeah,
that's going to open the door for Healy.
I look back through Jack, and at the top of the hill, He's just kind of straight-lined it. Healy's in the wall. He keeps it out of the wall though.
That is such a shame. Sam got sideways and Healy's actually moved to avoid him. That's put him round. That's such a shame.
He's dropped in behind Joshua Skin, so into 14th position. Just lost a nice spot there to Brett Canardi, so into 15th. He's actually got Madison down right behind him in 16th.
TTR City here tonight at Spa, but just looking.
Battle for the lead. Hang on, battle for the lead's on.
Battle for the lead. Philsell and Rogers. Rogers may be making a bit of an error, and Philsell goes to the outside. Is he going to keep it? No, there's not enough of an overlap. Slight touch.
Rogers closes the door.
Slams it. But he should get a run here. Philsell with a wider radius has got a big run. Rogers will cover. No, he won't. Yes, he does.
He just does the cheeky break to the apex, diagonal across the road, and essentially no room there. But where Philsell is parked at the moment, any straight, he's going to drive past Rogers. So Rogers is in a lose-lose situation at the moment. No matter what he tries to do, at some point Philsell is just going to drive past him.
These two guys right now have done a fair few laps in these cars, and I'm based off the results we saw last night, I would probably argue that these two are two of the best in the world in this Carrera Cup car. So to be a really interesting battle, provided they can keep out of each other's doors.
Well, Rogers does hold the record at Le Mans for the fastest Porsche lap at the moment. And yeah, if you're watching last night, it's Yared is in second. Foreigners can't pronounce a simple J.
A little bit wide. Director's trying to make jokes, apologies, but Jared Philsell.
There's a reason we leave him muted.
Jared Philsell running a little bit wide, entering Blanchimont. He's not going to be able to do it this time by maybe struggling with a little bit of draft push there.
Yeah, Corey, so just going back a bit, Jake, Corey Slade, Gary Hamilton, Slade's in the draft. He's trying to go to the outside because the way that line in through, so the exiting Blanchimont towards the bus stop, some guys hold it tight, which essentially locks down that inside move. So you just have to go to the outside because you gain too much and you've got nowhere to go.
I think maybe we should keep our eyes on Philsell and Rogers for this bit. If Philsell can get the run up through Blanchimont and Rodillon, he should be able to make a move. Yep, that one. Yep. Eau Rouge and Rodillon, which he has done. Rogers a little bit wider, so Philsell's got a big run here. He should be able to do something by the end of this straight. Down the Kemmel they go.
We're on lap 6 of 20. It's how hard does Rogers want to defend, knowing he's got to do another 15 laps. Well, does he just switch and play the game later on, and with 3 laps to go, I go hard at Philsell, see what happens. Again, track position is king though.
I spoke to Madison Down after the Super Cup race last night, and he was involved in a battle really early, and he said that these tyres on these Carrera Cup cars, if you fight too
Rogers
early
left the front
and drive too hard too early, you can wear them away, and it takes ages for them to come back. So it's probably smarter to just stay steam training in this first part of the race, and then later in the race go for your fight.
Now I just want to highlight a point here, Jake. The off tracks at Spa are so bad that Rogers has only just registered a clean lap. Philsell has yet to do that, neither has Dane Warren, so 2 of the top 3 are yet to do a clean lap of this track. Yeah, there's actually a couple of cars, man. Muggleton, Blacklock, Bentz, Healy.
Well, I remember, Sam, if you remember, casting one back to the Spa 24, which I think we broadcast a part of, a lot of the pro-European guys got in excess of 200 or so incidents in that race and dropped not only their pro license, but down to stuff like Class D and Class C from one race. So
yeah, I got hit hard with that, went from A to C in one race.
Looking at Slade, Hamilton and Muggo.
It's just line of stern, these 3 at the moment. Muggleton's recovered actually quite well. I think he might have pace to burn, he's just not deciding to use it yet. Oh, someone's in the grass. Yep, Rogers, P2. Philsell makes the move at the bus stop, but Rogers get a better exit.
Rogers will make it back though, he's not going to give up, he's going to turn this into a battle. As Rogers goes to the inside into the La Source hairpin. Oh, he's actually understeered. Smart driving there from Philsell to avoid getting his nose cleaned off.
There was a little bit of a touch there. I think Philso, if anything, was trying the crisscross. Just turned in slightly early there. The replays on screen of that move we didn't see, at the bus stop.
Good move there from Philso, but now it's on again up the Kemmel. I've got no doubt Philso will go for another move. Rogers is going to give him the outside lane, white lining it, TTR to the outside.
Even with this battling though, they're still a second faster than Dane behind them.
Yeah, they're not worried about what's going on behind. This is a straight up TTR versus TTL fight here between these guys.
I think we're going to see this TTR-TTL fight a lot in 2017.
Philso to the inside now, gets a good run. He's got the overlap. Rogers can't do much about it, but it's close at the apex. There's slight contact. Philso just locking a break.
Just got to hold it. Rogers just has to hold it. Oh, bit of contact there as well. Just a bit of exit oversteer.
Between these guys. Oh, Philso's going to stay on the outside.
Philso's just doing some mowing. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Too wide into pull on. Rogers feeds him the curb. Still too wide. And back into line goes Philso.
This is brilliant racing between these two. Anyone else running so close like that, and Rogers is just making his car so wide. Brilliant defensive driving from Josh Rogers.
This is a very wide Porsche at the moment.
The wing itself is actually physically wide though. Philso has a lunge. He's going to have him cleared, but Rogers is probably going to have him crisscross. Beautifully executed crisscross.
Level, there we go. Rogers clears him. Beautiful driving from these two.
That is textbook how to crisscross from Josh Rogers there, and he's now going to hold the inside. They've got to be careful here because this gets real tight on the inside here on the run up to Lunchmont. So Rogers comes to the outside.
Oh, Philso was half in the grass. This is ridiculous stuff at the moment. Watch for the dive here at the bus stop.
That was really cheeky and Philso to the inside.
He's going to run it long though. Crisscross.
He's going to park the bus here though.
Nah, you got outside's got better traction there.
This is unreal racing.
Great bit of driving from these two. This whole lap, they have been essentially side by side. I want to see the gap though between them and Dane Warren at the end of the lap. They've lost 2 seconds in the last lap doing this.
I don't care, mate. This is awesome racing.
I don't care either.
I reckon Philso. Looking back, we've got Tim Harris and Darren Marsh going at it. Blake Neck now having a look at Marsh, and now it's going to be Blacklock in front of Tim Harris. But I think we should probably take a look. Rogers has actually got loose on the exit of Rydon. It's going to allow Philso to get a bit of a run. I'm not sure if he's going to do anything about it. Philso will be watching the relative back to Dane Warren. But he's going to have a look anyway.
Yeah, he moved a bit later this time.
Oh, Philso locking the rears to try and keep it off Rogers, and then gives him a tap. To the outside!
Well, this is,
held the outside.
He's getting they're both getting very creative with their defense and offense here.
This is unreal. Philso can hold him here. This is going to be a move done. This is all the road.
Oh, that was very nearly tears between these two.
Oh, there's going to be contact.
Rogers gets a traction. Maintains position there.
Philso looked like he was washing out there. Did a brilliant job to keep it out of Josh Rogers. Would have straight up pit manoeuvred him if he kept going the way he was.
Well, Philso tried what Rogers did the last lap and very nearly pulled it off as Philso was exploring the track there.
Philso, I think, maybe has hurt his front tyres a little bit over the last lap.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it's just being in the aero wash as well. Reece Gardner hearing back in the pack spun as well, but the action up front is too good to look away from at the moment.
I think what Philso needs to do is just sit here for a couple laps and let the tyres come back, but we're hearing Josh Muggleton trying to make a move on Corey Slade. These guys are going to go at it, I assume, on the run out of Blanchimont up to the chicane. Muggo very wide, trying to widen the radius on this little straight.
Just looking at Philso's car show, Jake, he has a bit of front end damage now, so a bit of aero effect could probably be potentially slowing his car down there. A bit more drag from those exposed panels.
Yeah, if you're Jared Philso, you're going to do one of two things right now. One is just sit there and let the tyres come back to you, or two, get the move done and block for your life. And I think he's probably just going to sit there and let the tyres come back to him, because I think he's got the car pace.
We're only starting lap 9, so we're not even at half distance yet. And I think you're right, Jake. He's either got to have a go to the point where Rogers can't defend it.
Yeah.
Or he's just got to sit and wait as actually Rogers locks the inside front there and goes a little bit wide for the source. But it's a weird corner law source. You can take whatever line you want there and still sort of get the same time out.
As much as we love seeing guys battling, from these guys' perspective, really that whole exchange back then was pointless. It was bad fun, but probably just tyre life away, and you see Phil Sell, massive aero understeer up the hill.
If anything, Rogers might benefit slightly from it because he's had the cleaner run, so his fronts won't have been as destroyed as Phil Sell's are sitting in the draft, but Phil Sell just poked the nose. We're just looking at Ryan O'Sullivan and Jason Bents. These guys have switched positions 4 times in the last 3 corners. It's settled down now though, running up through Eau Rouge and Radion. So that's 17th, 18th. We've got Hayden Dobbin in the background as well for 19th.
I can't keep my eyes off Phil Sell and Rogers.
No, and also, so Muggleton didn't make the move on Slade. He's just sitting in there as well, and Slade sitting in behind Hamilton still. Tim Harris has got in front of Sam Blacklock, who's actually got Darren Marsh now for company. So this is for 8th and 9th between Blacklock and Marsh.
TTL's new recruit versus TTR's new recruit, Sam.
Dane, just the quiet achiever at the moment. Started P5, in P3.
He's...
No need to talk about him because he's doing nothing wrong.
I gotta give it to him. He's actually not a name I've heard much of before, and to see him running only a few seconds behind arguably the 2 best Carrera Cup drivers in the world in sim racing at the moment is very impressive from Dane Warren.
Yeah, he recently grabbed the seat at All-Star Motorsports. I think it was just sort of over the off-season with the December-January break, as we put it. Grabbed the seat there, and he's doing great things in this Porsche at the moment. A car that really suits him. Haven't seen him drive much else though, but if you're good in one car, stick with it.
Well, with the popularity this car's showing, Sam, it wouldn't surprise me if this becomes a bit like the GT3, where it's just its own thing that becomes massive, as we're hearing Dodman and Bents side by side again.
19th, who's that in there with him as well? You've got Cameron Dance, Justin Rugier also in this pack as well. 4-car pack. I think Dodman nearly pushed Bents through Stavolo there.
Rugier's got good racecraft, so he'll be able to capitalise on this if they see anything
2
happen.
wide,
But
Bents and Dodman.
Jason Bents has got to be careful here because the car understeers through here, and we're seeing it. He's had to lift out a little bit. Into Blanchemont they go.
Still 2 wide. Bents going to be losing because Rugier's got the best run. He's going to let it go. Oh, he's gone 3 wide. No, he's thought better of it.
He'll try and make the most of it on exit. Fortunately, he's got
Oh.
big Cameron Dance in the way.
Gonna push him.
Ruggie's got nowhere to go.
Rugier's 3 wide. Here we go, 3 wide into the source. Lap 1 didn't work. Will it work on lap 10?
He could get all 4 if Bents takes the inside, but not quite. He's going to have to get on the anchors early.
They survived. Oh, here we go. 2 by 2, 2 Eau Rouge. We've got Matthew Hill, and I think that's Vale Ritchie's in the background.
Dodman is clear, so that's okay, but Ruggier throws it up there.
Come on, mate, stick it in there. Bents is loose. Bents is loose. Oh,
That's
massive
contact.
shunt.
Ruggier's going to spin, and he's been collected by Vale Ritchie's.
Oh,
That's a big accident.
Oh, who was that who came flying in?
That is a huge, huge accident.
Oh,
Look, alright, for this replay, we need to ride on board with Adam Hyland, guys. That was some of the best wreck avoidance I've ever seen, driving straight through the accident. Adam Hyland for ANZ Motorsports drive straight through that one.
that was bound to happen though. Bents does a few somersaults. Days of thunderstorm from Adam Hyland, just drive through the smoke.
Awesome driving from Hyland. That's going to bring him up probably 6 positions.
So that cleaned up Rugier, Bents, Dance, Hill, Ritchie's. I think Aaron Osborne was involved in all that. A lot of cars.
That spot is notorious for it because there isn't much room to move, and you've got so much speed coming up through there that it's just not much you can do about it. But if we take a look back up to Phil Sell and Rogers, it looks like Rogers may be extending a little bit. Phil Sell really struggling with balance.
Just seeing there's something might have happened. I think there may have been some battling between Slade and Muggleton because Hamilton's pulled a 2.5 lead so far over him, but with the pace these two, Muggleton and Slade, have shown, I'd expect them, to be up behind him very shortly.
In saying that, Gary Hamilton was the fastest on the track last time by other than our 2 leaders, so he's absolutely flying. He's got...
So we've got Darren Marsh and Blake Neck on screen. This is 9th and 10th. We've actually just switched, so Blake Neck's up into 9th.
Marsh having a little bit of a look. Just keeping it there though, for now. Phil Sells closed back up. This is going to be on for the lead here on the run up the Kemmel Straight. Jared Philsell goes to the outside of Josh Rogers. These guys are on it again. There you go now.
Rogers has tried the outside. Sorry, Philsell's tried the outside, then the inside, and now he's trying the outside again. See what he can make of it. His best bet was a bit of touch up. Rogers a bit wide there. It's actually going to be it's going to disadvantage Philsell because he had to hold him high. Hasn't been able to do the crisscross, so still around the outside here. There's not a layer of paint between those two.
Oh, exit contact. Philsell just forgetting
And
that he's in a left-hand
maneuver done. Has Rogers got the run though to poo on. Philsell's running into the white line to the left, down the dirty side of the road now.
Philsell,
Philsell's, he's locked. I don't know if he's got a touch.
Contact. Yeah,
It
Rogers
looks like
came
net
over in
code.
the braking zone there. A little bit of net code, but
Not much. I think they're going to make contact regardless.
Rogers is waiting up. Rogers is waiting up. Really good sportsmanship by the looks of it. And they get a replay.
Yeah, I think even though there was net code involved, they were still going to hit regardless of if there was net code because there wasn't much in it at all. So, fair play from Rogers.
You can only hold this level of racing for so long before something happens. But we're checking out Corey Slade and Josh Muggleton. Muggo closing up once again, but not able to do it.
Rogers and Philsell having a casual chat while they're racing each other side by side through Bonchmont. line.
It's actually given the position back to Jared Philsell, so good on Rogers there. Rogers is going to have to go to the outside. Oh,
No,
no.
he's gone to the inside.
That's deep. And then he
Hold
shut
it.
the door.
Oh! No traction out there, Rogers.
I think Philsell maybe.
Muggleton's got Corey Slade we're hearing as well. So that's Muggleton to P5.
The source though. Rogers has cleared Jared Philsell out of the source. See if he can get a replay of the Muggleton Slade move.
It looks like Rogers has got better braking performance, just marginally than Philsell, so it's giving him the confidence to throw it in there a bit deeper than Philsell, because Philsell's already going to his limit to get the pass done. Rogers going beyond that, which is helping him with his defence.
I don't even think that it's braking performance. I think Rogers can just carry more corner speed. Philsell's big time struggling with understeer. You can see it in the way his car's moving, but he's now going to go to the outside. He's gone a bit deeper this time. Going to see if he can actually make this one stick. He's still going to stay there.
Back live just had a replay there of the Muggleton Slade pass. Still 2x2. Dane Warren's closing up ever so quickly as well.
Still too wide. See if these guys will do it all again. Philsell's going to stay there. Just got enough of an overlap, but it's going to be a tight radius and Rogers is going to keep it.
Yeah, I think that corner speed point you just made then, Jake, is showing with Rogers able to hold any line essentially. Philsell's tried the outside, the inside multiple times through that chicane complex at the end of the Kemmel Straight, and it's not worked any time. Rogers just able to pick his spot and drive essentially around Philsell.
Yeah, and Rogers I think also has a bit more straight line, so I would think that maybe Jared running a little bit more aero.
During Hayden Dodman's had an excursion, he's in the pit lane, he's out of 27th position now.
I'm actually just taking a quick look at Madison Down. He's caught up to the back of Darren Marsh and Sam Blacklock. So Down with a 25-1 last time by. So that's his fastest lap of the race. He is moving at the moment.
Yeah, he got caught up in that start line kerfuffle. Well, LaSource kerfuffle from 4th down to 12th at the moment. Fighting his way back through. So you just have a Masters class in this series. Philsell makes the move to the inside at the bus stop on Rogers. We'll get back to that point in a sec. Oh, Rogers, so much more corner speed through the outside of the corner there, but he has the worst run off the bus stop. LaSource interesting now. Which way is Philsell going to go? He's going to go to the inside. Rogers opens up the line for him so he can hold high. Oh, here we go. 2x2 to Eau Rouge.
I'm gonna guess that neither of these guys are gonna yield this. They're gonna try and make it work. Jared might. He does. Yep, he has. He didn't quite have the overlap he did exiting LaSource. But if we can take a quick look back, Madison down actually all over the back of Darren Marsh and Sam Blacklock. I'm going to guess this is going to get pretty interesting at the end of the Camel.
Marsh is leading the Masters class for the elder statesman in the series. There's Phil Self to the inside now up into at the end of the Camel Straight. But Rogers round to the outside. Yeah, gap between the first three has closed to within 1.5 seconds now. So Warren is well and truly in this. So these boys have got to be careful they don't leave the door open too much. Rogers inside front lock there. Gets it gathered up though. It's the first time in a while they've gone single file through here.
Yeah, that's right. They don't want to throw their tyres away too much, or they'll make it easy for Warren as well. But just looking at Madison down, still trying to get around this wall of Sam Blacklock and Darren Marsh. Marsh driving a really good defensive game at the moment.
I'd like to make a point here as well, Jake. Jared Fussell still yet to complete a clean lap. It's lap 13.
Doesn't matter, these guys don't have incident limits, doesn't count for safety rating, go for it.
Doesn't matter, got pace.
Madison down to the inside of Marsh.
Marsh holding the high line again.
D1 GP from Madison down at the apex there, but he should have the overlap and the move.
Muggleton showing some good pace as well. Another TTR car pace. He's reeled himself up to the back of Gary Hamilton. And he's all over him coming through Blanchimont. Expect to move into the bus stop.
Yeah, Josh Muggleton, as many people know, shortly after GT Academy actually got the chance to drive one of these cars in real life, so he's going to go to the inside.
Oh, Phil Sell and Rogers, oh my goodness! Phil Sell and Rogers have run into each other, and then rejoining they've collected Dane Warren. Warren has come off the worst for wear there.
Yeah, that was all Phil Sell, I hate to say it. He's had a bit of a dive and locked the front and just T-boned into the side of Josh Rogers.
It wouldn't surprise me if Rogers has some damage because of it now.
I wouldn't surprise me if they both got damaged then. Because that re-entry hit from Phil Sell from Warren was,
very awkward angle between those two. Got a replay up on screen.
Phil Sell just sending it in a little deep.
So
Dane hasn't come off too badly though.
No positions lost essentially, but the gap has shrunk now. They were 4.5 seconds in front of Corey Slade, and now the gap is down.
Muggo.
Yeah, it's about that.
Look at Muggo now though. Muggo's got no damage and he's flying and he's only about a second behind Dane Warren, so Muggo's not out of this yet.
No, I think these two up front have got too carried away with it's us and no one else, and have brought themselves back to the field when they could have driven away and had some fun in the last 5 laps.
It's Phil Sell and Rogers though at the end of the day, Sam. They're never not going to fight one another.
Oh yeah, I know, but
these two love a good fight.
There's a bit of junk on the track now as well, a bit of dirt, a few marbles being kicked up as well.
Just take a look at the lap times last time by. So Rogers was a 27.8, Phil Sell 27.7, and Warren 28.0. So that's obviously as a result of that little issue at the chicane. But then we go back to Josh Muggleton 25.5, and then Hamilton 26.4. So I'm tipping Muggo maybe to get the move done on Warren in the next lap or so, and maybe even chase down the leaders with about 7 to go. So we'll run through the order.
Yeah, your current top 10, Rogers, Phil Sell, Warren, Muggleton, Hamilton, that's your top 5. Then Corey Slade, Tim Harris, Sam Blacklock, Madison down, and Cam Kigamere. She's got the pass done on Darren Marshall, position 10.
Actually, check out Madison down before we go through the rest of the field. He's
Phil Sell to the outside. Phil to the outside of the bus stop. He's got Rogers again. Got the high line. Can he get the drive? Gary Hamilton. Hamilton's around at the bus stop. He's given Slade a spot now. Still the lead is too wide into La Source.
Madison down actually got the move done there on Sam Blacklock, sending it in deep a little bit further back.
So that's Madison up to 8th position now. This battle for the lead is still on. Lap time check, 26 dead for Rogers, 26 dead Phil Sell, 25.9 Warren, 25.2 Muggleton.
Yeah, Muggo is flying.
Rogers goes defensive to the right-hand side to driver's right.
I reckon Muggo could win this one. Seriously, if these guys keep doing this, this is going to be Muggo's race.
Yeah, if shenanigans ensue and you get a third car in this fight, Muggleton is if Warren can get in this fight, he's not going to hold back because he can sniff a win and he can essentially sniff beating two of the big names in our sport, and Muggleton's not afraid to have a go, so he'll be in there for sure.
The great thing about these Carrera Cup cars is because they don't have traction control, you do actually need to focus on your throttle control, which means crisscrossing does take. You can't just chuck it in there and expect to get it off the corner as well. You got to think about your moves, and we've seen that a few times this race with Rogers just being able to get the move straight back done on Phil Cell.
Yeah, I've seen, so all the TTL cars tonight have seemed to be able to drive around the outside of someone who's tried to pass them, so it could just be a strength in the car itself. But again, Rogers has put on a great display of defensive driving, and Jared's been quite aggressive with his offense tonight as well. Rogers tipped it into Stavolo and got very loose on the curb there.
Yeah, Phil Cell, a little bit worried about him. I think he's torn up those front tyres a little bit too much. Muggleton is now on the back of Dane Warren through Blanchimont, so Muggleton's he's gonna make this done straight away. Warren's run wide through Blanchimont. That's gonna be Muggo to the outside. TTR versus ASM, is he going to be able to hold it into the secondary part? A little bit of understeer from Muggo. Warren gives him the room. Not quite.
Nah, looking to the source, he probably just fired in there.
I would wait until after Eau Rouge, personally, because Muggo knows he'll be able to have the straight line advantage, especially if Warren's struggling with a bit of damage.
Yeah, Warren has just locked the inside front. So lap 16 of 20, we have 5 laps remaining. And it's going to be a very rapid fire 5 laps. Oh, Phil Cell very loose up through Eau Rouge. Gathered up by Radion though.
Muggleton has perfected Eau Rouge though. He's going to have the run and probably the move done if Dane gives him the inside lane here.
Dane hasn't gone defensive, and I think Muggleton's just going to fire it in there.
Oh, close under brakes though. Going to be too wide.
Well, Dane's been watching Phil Cell and Rogers in the distance and like, oh, I can go too wide through here, so I can do, but nah, Muggleton didn't even do, I can't quite do better. Drops into 4th place.
Oh, Muggo get a little loose though. Warren could have another go, but Muggo fires defensive. So Muggo up to 3. And if this fight goes on up front,
you're going to have 2 TTR cars versus a TTL car, and those boys will play teams.
Got to give Muggo a bit of a hand for tonight. Brilliant driving from him, kept out of all the carnage.
Yeah, 12th to 4th, done a great job, avoided that turn 1 kerfuffle. It was all over the shop, and he's just driven his way through the field.
So even with that little bit of a pass, sorry, the little bit of battling towards the chicane with Dane, he still did a 25.5. So that was not as fast as Rogers, but as fast as Phil Cell. Rogers doing a 25.2 last time by, so he, if anything, is probably gapping Phil Cell.
So the gap between Phil Cell and Muggleton, 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, to be honest, Muggo needs them to fight. If they don't fight, he's not going to be able to do anything. But I'm not sure Phil Cell's got the pace.
We do apologise to the rest of the field, but this is where the money spots are, so we're always going to focus on the money spots. There's a nice battle up there. Back in the field, of course, you're probably having your great ripping battles, but we're just missing it.
By the way, Josh Rogers and Jared Phil Cell, identical lap times last lap, 25.343.
How about this? Phil Cell's first clean lap.
Well, flying from Madison down, 24.7. That is not only his fastest lap, but I would say probably the fastest of the race.
Yeah, the fastest clean lap of the race.
Oh no, sorry, Rogers has done a 24.5.
No, but it wasn't clean. Rogers officially fastest laps. No, it doesn't matter. Went off track.
Bit weird, Sam. You're standing up for the TTR guy here, mate.
Oh, I'm just standing up for the clean racing, mate.
Are you jumping ship now, are you?
Absolutely not. I'm
Anyway.
orange, white and black through and through, mate. But
Yeah, Rogers has extended over Phil Cell, so we'll take a little look back to
More
Blacklock,
TTR and
Cougar
TTL.
Mia and Marsh.
you can't get away from them tonight. I was about to say Dow and Healy, but they're... Yeah, Joshua Skin, Ryan O'Sullivan. So Joshua Skin is with, I don't know what team. He's got a HRS logo on the car, so it might be TTR.
TTR?
HRS.
Could be PMS. Maybe.
Either way, it's not a TTR car. So Joshua Skin, Underdog Racing, and Ryan O'Sullivan, Evolution Racing Australia, battling it out for 15th and 16th. About half a second between these two. I'm just watching this gap, second to third, so it's come down 3/10 this lap.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough. It's going to be 3 laps next time by, even though that's 21 Ks of driving. That's a lot of time to make in such a short period of time. Muggo with a bit of understeer through Blanchemont, runs wide.
So 3 to go. This is probably where you start to wheel at Bennett stage without the Bennett part. Throw it in there deep and hope he sees you.
Check out Phil Cell and Rogers. So 25-0 from Phil Cell, but 24-6 from
24-8
Rogers,
Muggleton.
and that was clean from Josh Rogers. So
It was not from Phil Cell. Has one good lap now. That's enough for me for tonight. Actually, so it must be a thing with TTR, Jake, not being able to do clean laps, because Muggleton's yet to do one. And the only other car that's running not to do one is Ryan O'Sullivan, so... Jake's just going to fight on me.
no, but I'm sorry. I'm just trying to find a TTL car that hasn't done one, but there isn't any, unfortunately. So.
Now, the only one that hasn't is the one that died very early on the race. But back to the racing, it's still on at the front, half a second between these boys, and I think at the moment Muggleton does need something to happen between these two for him to be in this fight.
As we're looking back for the first time tonight, 21st.
Cisnowski. Another all-star. Oh, Matthew Mann. We look at them and they about shunt each other. Matthew Mann goes very deep.
Big lock-up. For those who
Two-turn and
don't know,
two-burning right
Matthew
there.
Mann's actually the Australian-New Zealand club president on iRacing, so not a bad steerer. He's made a bit of an error there. He's going to promote Gene Fiddy's up to P22.
Yeah, absolutely. Almost joined Scott Cisnowski in the passenger seat there. Luckily dodged him.
Marsh, Cougar Mia and Blacklock are actually closing up a little bit.
Yeah,
Bit of an error from Blacklock.
Jamins or Cougar thinks again. But Cougar is recovering from a spin early on in the race.
Yeah, he did start third on the grid, so...
Yeah. Blacklock's had a good drive though. He's from 17th to 9th. Marsh has sort of just stayed around 10th position and everyone chopped and changed around him.
And one that could also close up before the end, Gary Hamilton in 7th has lost 9/10 last lap. Well, sorry. Yeah, 9/10 to Madison Down last time by, so he could close up for that 7th place.
Gaps 0.8 of a second between those two.
So he's pulled 9/10 again this lap, but we'll look at Cougar Mia. Not quite close enough, didn't get the run he wanted out of Blanchemont, but he's actually quite deep.
Oh, Marsh has really cleaned him up.
Marsh! What a move!
He's up, boys.
I saw him coming and thought he would just take him out, but awesome braking performance out of that TTL car, although it is against another TTL car, so...
I don't know if he knows.
Experience showing through.
I thought they were going to collide there and it's about to be an awkward moment. Marsh is looking very racy though over the back of Kugamia. Lap times for the leaders, 24-7, Rogers 24-6, Philsell 24-8, Muggleton, still not a clean lap though from Philsell.
Yeah, 2 to go now, down 1 second faster than Hamilton for the battle for 7th. But yeah, I think Philsell's going to have to really pull something out if he wants any chance. Muggo, I think, is out of it.
Yeah, we are at 2 to go now as well.
And Warren just putting along. Corey Slade, gotta give it to him. He's still doing 25 flats. He's flying in this Porsche.
On board with Gary Hamilton looking towards that Momo car of Madison down. Mad gain. Well, Madison's last lap 24.5 compared to a 25.5 from Hamilton.
I think Madison may be just trying to pit Phil Sell and Rogers for the fastest lap in this one.
Yeah, he's got to do it cleanly though. He actually did. He did.
Yeah.
So Madison holds fastest lap of the race.
Oh, big moment from Hamilton.
Hamilton's going exploring.
That car was all kinds of out of shape.
He's just got to let Madison go. No, he's going to bin it.
One to go, mate. You don't let people go.
It's
Madison.
two to go. Two to go.
It's 1 and 2 quarters.
Well, it's either
1 quarter.
you let him go and survive and finish 8th, or you don't, and you probably end up in the fence with half a car. Because he's drifting through Stavolo. He's cooked now. He's a cooked goose.
Never seen a Porsche drift car before. But Madison to the outside of Blanchimont. This is risky business here.
Got to risk it for the biscuit though.
That's going to be wide-ish from Hamilton. No, well recovered actually, but he's probably going to hold the inside line. Yep, as he does, white line. Madison's going to have to do it the hard way. Deep from Hamilton. And we're now 1 to go. That's a white flag for these guys. Gap up front is 7/10. Rogers pulling a 10th on Phil Sell, but Blacklock and Kugamiya are at it.
Kugamiya just moving the white lines out a bit there.
We got to watch down in Hamilton, I think, because Madison's probably going to have the move done up the Camel.
Yeah, just line him up for Eau Rouge. Get a good run off the top of that radial.
Watch Mad go really wide here. She has done. Oh, Hamilton! Chased that car all the way through Radion.
Up front though, Rogers survived the Camel straight, so he's still in the lead. 0.6 of a second.
To the outside.
Go the long way around. Can he do what his teammate? Oh, he just outbraked him there. Well done. Blacklock, Kugamiya to the inside. Blacklock angling towards the apex.
Marsh couldn't capitalise.
Phil Sell's having some internet dramas at the worst possible time on the last lap.
These are two guys that do not like losing to each other, Sam. Rogers and Phil Sell, so there'll be a lot of TeamSpeak banter after this one, but Kugamiya just saw lose the rear a little bit down the hill.
Now we'll just make a point as well, the fastest lap of the race, there's now only 200ths between Madison and Rogers.
Does it go to Rogers or Madison?
It goes to Madison, unfortunately.
Kugamiya seemingly dropping a little bit through Puon. Oh, Dame Warren off the road.
He is. He's just parked in the sand at Puon.
He's just gone straight.
Sorry, it's Stavolo.
And he's gone to the pits. So I don't know what that is. Wasn't an engine failure.
He just had enough. Didn't want to finish the race.
Didn't want to do the last 4 corners, but our race leaders, Josh Rogers, Jared Phil Sell, fought each other all race, but it's going to be TTL on top in this one. Josh Rogers is going to come to the line to win the first point scoring round of Porsche Carrera Cup Australia. Well done to him. Phil Sell crossing 3 tenths behind, and Josh Muggleton, this was probably my drive of the night, coming across the line in 3rd.
Corey Slade, gained position there thanks to Dane Warren's unusual disconnect there, so 4th. Harris, quiet drive there, 7th to 5th. Madison down recovers from all the way back down the back of the field up to 6th. And Hamilton dropped 3 seconds on the last lap.
Awesome drive from Sam Blacklock as well. He'll be stoked with that to finish 8th and only a couple places behind the boss.
Yeah, so Marsh has actually made a pass from Kugamiya on the last lap. Just trying to spot where.
Because there was a... I thought there was a pretty big gap.
Kugamiya's gone off at the bus stop. And he's had to clear a slowdown, I think.
Oh, if you actually look at that group of cars though, he was lucky not to lose it to Ben Dowell as well. Yeah. That must have been close. That was half a tenth between those two at the line. If it was the actual start line, it would have been Dowell's move.
Liddell probably be doing it. He ends up in 11th, not 10th.
Yeah, Michael Healy 12th, Blake Neck 13th, Joshua Skin 14th, and Ryan O'Sullivan 15th.
So we'll just wait for everyone to cross the line, then we'll grab the official results. Still got a couple of cars going.
Rogers doing some awesome burnouts out there as well.
The last car is just coming through Stavelo now, Alistair Robertson. Oh, he's binned it.
Oh,
he's nearly
caught
binned
it. He's caught it. Getting all the airtime at this phase of the race.
Yeah, so we're hearing Dane's actually out of fuel.
That was
Completely.
weird though, because the motor was running. You would think he'd try and roll it as far as he could, but he's actually just pulled it straight up. So that's not only a big disappointment, because he was running a really, really fantastic race in P3, so that's a shame, but Alistair Robertson has crossed the line, so why don't we run through our full race results, Sam?
Yeah, so winner of round 2 is Joshua Rogers from Jared Fieldcell by 3/10 of a second. On the podium, Joshua Muggleton, so TTR 2-3. Corey Slade 4th with Tim Harris 5th. Madison Down, good recovery from him up to 6th. 7th goes to Gary Hamilton with Sam Blacklock in 8th. 9th, Darren Marsh, and rounding out your top 10 is Cam Kukamia.
Over the page, you're going to have Ben Dowell in 11th, Michael Healy in 12th, Blake Neck 13th, Joshua Skin brings home 14th, as well as Ryan O'Sullivan in 15th, Brett Cananzi 16th, Adam Highland with a bit of a quiet one in 17th, Cameron Dance is going to bring home 18th, and Stuart Hall in 19th, with Scott Sislowski for ASM rounding out the 20.
And 21st, Matthew Mann with Michael Hammond at 22nd. Gene Fides in 23rd and 24th, Dane Warren. 25th, Matthew Nethercote, 26th, Ryan Harris, and rounding out, well, the last car on the lead lap is Alistair Robertson in 27th. Then we've got the DNFs, Hayden Dodman, 28th, 9 laps down, 10 laps down, and 29th is Jason Bentz. Richie's Aaron Osborne, 30th and 31st. Matthew Hill, Justin Rugia, all caught up in that big crash at the top of Radion, 32nd, 33rd. Rhys Gardner, 34th, 35th, Dylan Shepherd. Tyson Williams, 36th, with Chris Osborne, Ian Travis, Dean O'Brien, and Jason Hyde, 37th through 40.
And that's a wrap for the second round of Porsche Carrera Cup Australia. It was a quite an interesting race, a bit of carnage, but as well as some awesome racing with Rogers and Fieldcell up the front. We will wait to see if we see any of the guys come in and say hello. But first, Sam, I think we might actually just quickly drop a bit of a reminder. Tonight there's going to be a V8 Scops pre-season talk show. The link should be available for you guys to check it out on the V8s Online and V8 Scops Facebook pages. I think both you and I will be making an appearance there, Sam.
Yeah, I got told of this about an hour ago, so I think I'll be on there. But we actually do have Jared Fieldcell down below, our second place guest, so we'll bring him up and have a chat.
Jared Fieldcell, mate. P2 tonight. Pretty intense stuff between you and Rogers. One moment you guys had some contact into Puon and a bit of netco contact there, but all in all, pretty happy with that one, mate?
Yeah, bit of a pit party spec race, that one.
Yeah, well, we noticed...
enjoyable.
We noticed later in the race, mate, you seem to be struggling with a bit of understeer, fighting Rogers early. Maybe you wore those fronts away a bit much?
Nah, the rears. It was, the tyre wear wasn't too bad, but as soon as you overheat them, you pretty much got to get back off them. Otherwise you'll probably end up in the fence. So I think on that last lap I was pushing pretty hard and almost put it in the fence.
We seem to have Rogers seemed to be able to just drive around anywhere you put the car at the moment in that race, Jared. You put up the inside, he went on the outside. You tried the outside where he went, he just drove around the inside. Just struggled with some mid-corner speed, was it?
No, more power down, I think. Just couldn't get the power down as good as he did. But it certainly felt like I had a bigger high-speed advantage than he did, especially through Eau Rouge. He might have just had the car a little bit softer to get off the corner.
Oh, well, mate, I think our race winner is down there now, so good race tonight, Jared. We'll hopefully see you next week for round 3.
Yep, for sure.
Anyone you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, I'll thank Carrera Engineering and HRS for putting their logos all over the car. I hope they got some good coverage tonight. They deserve it.
Yeah, they certainly did, mate. That's Jared Filso, everybody. Your second place finish. I think our director has actually been moved. We've actually accidentally moved our director out, but Josh Rogers, race winner tonight, mate. A couple big moments with Jared Filso. It looked like awesome fun nonetheless.
Yeah, hey boys. You're not wrong about that race being fun. I don't know, it seemed like it turned into a bit of a pit party between us two, but yeah, no, look, it was great fun. All the little switchbacks over unders, too wide. It was mad, and we gave each other ample room, in my opinion. So that was, yeah, it was great.
We mentioned it to Filsa, but it seemed like you were able to just carry more mid-corner speed and he put it down to drive through all the corners, being able to essentially, if he tried the inside, go around the outside, and then when he tried to go creative, you just drove back underneath him. Did you feel like you had better drive or mid-corner speed than him?
I don't know, I definitely feel like he probably had the drive over me. His runs onto those high-speed sections were significantly better than mine, up through Eau Rouge, like when you're off the throttle and you get back on kind of thing. Although that could be just down to carrying too much in. But otherwise, yeah, no, I think at the end of Camel, and probably Puon too, I think the mid-corner speed was a bit better. But yeah, early on, Jared's traction looked good. But I don't know, from my point of view, might have been a little bit of lag in there, but it looked like his rears went off a little bit sooner than mine did.
Well, mate, 2 from 2, but first official points race win for the season. Looking to come back and get a few more under your belt, mate?
Yeah, sure. Why not? It's broadcasted by you great boys, so can't see anything bad about that.
Before we let you go?
Yeah, we'll let you go. Before our heads get too big and explode, we'll let you go. But before that, have you got anyone you'd like to thank?
Yeah, as always, just big thanks to TTL. They put all the effort into making sure the car is absolutely mint and schmick. Not to mention the Hyperstimulator as well, our main sponsor. They do a great job at taking care of us too. Welcome to Darren on board to the team as well. He's already been stuck into setups and making sure it's mint. And yeah, basically you guys too, and Ballinger for putting on the series.
Well, that is Josh Rogers, everybody, feeling mint and schmick after a race win tonight in the Porsche Carrera Cup Australia. So I think that's everyone. Sam, we did see Corey Slade jump in, but he's since jumped out. So that's a wrap.
Yeah, all done for round 2 / what it's probably more like round 1 of Porsche Carrera Cup, first points round. Thrilling race, my first one of the season. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Hopefully we see more of what they call the pit party spec racing in the weeks to come. I'm not sure where we're off to next though, Jake, and I believe it's next week as well.
We're off to Road America, Sam. So, yep, I think that'll be a wrap-up, guys. We'll see you next week for Road America. This has been V8's Online, live and exclusive. I'm Jake Burton, and Sam Sutton was alongside me tonight. Catch you next week.